It's Division II Championship Volleyball here from San Jose, California, live from Independence High School. Valentina Escañol alongside Kirsten Fairchild as we are getting ready for one of the biggest matchups of the night here, Kirsten, in between the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs and the Los Gatos Wildcats. And I got to tell you, Archbishop Mitty, a top-ranked team in the nation, comes in here tonight looking to look for another CCS title.
Well, to have an undefeated season is such a magical experience for any high school sports team, but to include 33 wins in that, a 33-0 season by Archbishop Mitty, and I would have to say, even though they are stocked, I think that's a bit of a surprise to some programs, and as you mentioned, ranked number 2 behind Bishop Moore of Orlando, Florida in the excellent 25 riders poll. In another more computerized ranking, Mitty comes in at number 5. Curiously enough, they're actually ranked number 2 in the state in that poll because they are behind Redondo Union. So whatever, the polls, the rankings, the seedings, what have you, when it's all said and done, Los Gatos has its work cut out for them tonight.
A perfect season for the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs, 33-0 so far this season. Los Gatos comes in here with a record of 23-6, and I got to tell you, if anybody wants to put a wrinkle in the Archbishop Mitty record, it's Los Gatos, the Wildcats, as they come in here for their opportunity to get a CCS title.
Well, and what's interesting about the season is that these two teams have not met, and that is unusual because these are two programs that have carved out a reputation as some of the best in Northern California in the Bay Area. They didn't meet in tournaments. They didn't have a match on their schedule. So it is very interesting because I know they may have played each other twice or 3 times in a season in years past. So the fact that this is a big question mark here in the CCS final is surprising.
Los Gatos led by head coach Joe Ripp in his 15th year as Los Gatos. His second stint, he spent 14 years, and then he came back after 6 years off. And for Archbishop Mitty, well-coached team, Coach Brett Almazan Cesar.
Well, what a program he has put together in his 13th year, and he is one of those coaches that's really fun to watch. He's very demonstrative, has a lot of charisma, and he wears his heart on his sleeve, Valentine.
While the team's getting ready for introductions for the starting lineups, we'll get to those momentarily. But we talk about a senior leadership on these two teams. For the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs, they got 3 seniors in the starting lineups. Los Gatos has 4, so we're going to see some high performances here by these two teams, and players are going to really get things going here on their side offensively.
Well, absolutely, and if our viewers joined us for the Division 5 match, which was won by Woodside Priory of Menlo Park, beating Notre Dame of Salinas, I mentioned, consistently, at least in the Central Coast section, this Division 2 bracket is stacked with programs that are often ranked nationally, at least in the state. They send D1 players to NCAA schools. And you look at who did not advance, which teams did not advance. And St. Francis of Mountain View, which is having a down year, but has a couple of state championships in recent years. And Presentation, the number 2 seed, losing to Los Gatos. I have to think that's a big surprise. And it's a shame that the Panthers and the Lancers, their seasons are over.
High expectations for Presentation, and Los Gatos took them out in the semifinals, and you got to believe that that's got to put some huge momentum on their side coming into today's matchup.
Well, isn't it funny that 15-13, set number 5 between Presentation and Los Gatos? I mean, it doesn't get any closer in high school girls volleyball, and Los Gatos, I'm sure that is a huge confidence booster, but I think they face a bit of a different animal if you were in Mitty tonight.
Mitty has really cruised through the playoffs in the quarterfinals, beating 3-0 against Cupertino, and then 3-1 against St. Francis. So they got the team to be able to win a championship title. Now the question is, can they put everything together here today to be able to beat a tough Los Gatos squad?
Let's talk about how good this Mitty team is. Out of 33 matches, Mitty has only been extended to set 5 once.
Wow.
That came back in the Santa Barbara Tournament of Champions, one of the most prestigious tournaments. And Mitty beat Marymount 3-2 in that one. Other than that, maybe they've been extended to 4 games a handful of times. But it's been 3 and out for Mitty. It's been an efficient season.
I got to talk to the coach of Archbishop Mitty, and I said, Coach, what scares you about Los Gatos? He said, number 13, Rihanna Brennan, Los Gatos. 503 kills on the season, 29 aces. A player to look out for here today, and a player that Mitty will have to keep their eyes on.
And she's one of the captains for sure. And that's the one thing about this Los Gatos program, is that these players, once they become seniors like Rihanna Brennan, they are, 3-year, 4-year varsity players and often starters. I mean, this is the Los Gatos Wildcats, a public school in Los Gatos, but it really has such a strong dedication to high school volleyball and club volleyball, and Joe Ripp, certainly one of the best coaches around.
Well, folks, we're going to step away for the national anthem. We'll be back with the starting lineups here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Welcome back to Independence High School here in San Jose, California, as we are getting ready for the Division II championship matchup between the Archbishop Mitty and the Los Gatos Wildcats. And Kirsten, before we get this match started, with some keys to today's match.
Well, Los Gatos, out of all the teams that take the floor today, they are truly an underdog. So when you are an underdog, you play as if you have nothing to lose. And I would love to see the Wildcats come out swinging away, attempting to run plays. Of course, when you're facing such a juggernaut, a powerhouse like Mitty, you have to pass extremely well. Los Gatos will need to do that. And for Mitty, well, they're all coached up, ready to go. They just need to follow the game plan and do what they do best.
Before the game, I got to speak to Coach Joe Ripp of Los Gatos, and I said, Coach, what scares you about Mitty? He says, absolutely everything. I said, what do you have to do to get to try to compete here with Mitty today? He said, we got to be able to pass. We got to be aggressive on the offensive side. So let's see if Los Gatos can get off to a good start here in this Division II championship matchup, live from Independence High School here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Valentina Escañola alongside Kirsten Fairchilds here from Independence High School, and the players take the floor. The starters for Archbishop Mitty will be Anne-Marie Schmidt, Claire Powers, Alyssa Jones, Alexa Dreyer, Heather Lowe, Kelsey Crawford, and Ellie Wheeler.
Yeah, and one player 6'3" in Powers, one and 6'4" in Dreyer.
For Los Gatos, as Mitty has the serve, and they get it across, keeping it alive, but then a block there on the front end for Mitty. That was Shannon Walker.
Kelsey Crawford serving.
So Mitty up 1-0 here in this Division II matches to begin here from Independence High School, as the kill is going to go out of bounds. And another point for Mitty.
Yeah, we saw Claire Powers, a 6'3" junior. She is the floor captain and the leader on the opening point with the block. Los Gatos, they're going to have to play error-free volleyball if they will.
Dig there by Los Gatos, and they get the kill and the point.
And Rihanna Brennan with the kill, the senior. She really is a spark plug for the team. I think we're going to just enjoy watching her so much. Our viewers are really going to enjoy the energy that Brennan brings to the Los Gatos side of the floor.
Keeping it alive is Archbishop Mitty, and then that return on the block there by Los Gatos, Christy Brown. And another point here for Los Gatos, so off to a good start. Great pass there to the inside, a push over there by Mitty, and a quick set, and a miss hit there by Los Gatos.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication, or Rogers just didn't anticipate that set.
Claire Powers to serve for Mitty. She gets it over, kept alive, pushed over by Los Gatos. And now blocked there by Los Gatos on the Mitty return, and another point for the Wildcats.
You know, Los Gatos gives up so much height in the front row, and much different than our last match where the front rows were so evenly matched, and here they've got 2 blocks already in the ball game. That's got to feel good.
One of the captains, Christy Brown, to take the service now for Los Gatos as she gets that ball over. Nice dig there by Mitty, and then the kill. Claire Powers.
Mitty showing its arsenal.
Service by Mitty. Work to the near side, and there's the kill. Ella Rogers.
Yeah, she's already had a nice match. Ellie Rogers, just a sophomore, playing in the middle against the #2 team in the nation and swinging away like she doesn't have a care in the world.
And we're all knotted up 4-4. Ball worked to the near side for Mitty. They get it across. Nice dig there by the libero. That's keeping it alive is Mitty. Pushing it over. Set to the far side. The kill, and they're going to say into the net on Mitty. Point goes to the Wildcats.
Great start for Los Gatos. You see the court coverage. The women are moving their feet well, and here they are with a point up on the #2 team in the nation.
Nice set to the far side, and trying to keep it alive is Los Gatos, but it goes out, and a point for Mitty.
Sharon Talui with the kill, the 5'11" junior. We're just going to get to learn so many different players on this Mitty team. They're so well-rounded.
A great set to the near side for Los Gatos. Keeping it alive is Mitty. Set to the far side, the kill, and the dig there by the libero of Los Gatos. And that ball goes out of bounds, point Mitty.
Mitty's going to hammer away at the left side. We've seen them already run some intricate plays using the center of the floor, but they're just going to hammer away from the left side.
Wheeler serve gets over and keeping it alive once again. Pushed over by Los Gatos. Free ball, and then the service, or the hitting error on Mitty gives a point to Los Gatos. So Los Gatos staying here with Mitty even up 6-6.
Wildcats head coach Joe Ripp. He really built a solid program in his first stint at Los Gatos. Nice to see him back out coaching.
Alina Korfike takes the serving duties, and that ball goes off the antenna.
Yeah, whoever's in the back row for Los Gatos, ladies, get ready. They are going to see some thunder off the Mitty hitters.
Ball set to the far side for Los Gatos. Gets over on a block. Nice dig there by Jensen Ditzler. Ball still alive there on the Mitty side, and Mitty pushes it over as a great heads-up play there by Powers.
Yeah, Powers, now a junior, but she has been impressing for her first 2 years with Mitty.
Jump serve by Alyssa Jones, and a service error gives the ball back to Los Gatos.
The Wildcats, you'd like to see them string some points together.
Great serve there by Los Gatos, pushed over by Mitty. Pass to the near side, and then a kill by Avery McAvoy.
Now's a chance. Los Gatos, they've got their serving specialist in.
Knotted up at 8. Jump serve. Ball mishit there by Mitty, and he goes into the net. Mishit by Allie Wheeler. Allie Wheeler going to SC next year.
So many players have come out of the West Catholic Athletic League and gone to USC. She's just one of many.
And Basel with the service ace on the jump serve.
Well, you couldn't ask from Bazo, who actually is listed at libero as well, defensive specialist setter. She's getting it done behind the service line.
Great serve by Bazo, and then another unforced error by Mitty. And Los Gatos starting to get on a little roll here offensively. Seems like everything is clicking. 11-8 lead by 3.
Problems in serve receive for Mitty.
Nice dig there by the libero of Los Gatos as it gets pushed over, kept alive, and then dumped down there by Claire Powers.
Powers, you see her wingspan, just was able, her hands outstretched above everyone else's, using her height well.
Claire Powers leads the team in kills with 308 coming into this match. Nice pass to the outside. Set behind the 10-foot line. Returned. Another dig by Mitty. Pass to the front row, and somehow manages to push it over. Mitty working that front row.
Well,
Alexa Dreyer.
I'm so impressed with the setter, Kelsey Crawford, the 5'9" junior, wearing number 12. Her court coverage is amazing. That wasn't the best passing on that play. She had to travel quite a bit and just deliver just perfect sets.
A dump down there, a push down by Christy Brown, heads up play to get the point for the Wildcats.
Brown, a junior center, and that was well timed indeed.
Wildcats with the serve. Overhand serve, and the kill and the save there by McAvoy. As that ball gets deflected off one of the Mitty defenders. I believe it was off of Powers on the kill for Los Gatos.
Yeah, Brennan once again, she does a great job from the left side. She is left-handed.
Brianna Brennan is the player to watch for Los Gatos. Behind the 10-foot line, get it over. Nice dig there by Mitty. Set to the far side, kept alive by the Wildcats. The kill. And ball still alive for Mitty, and a return on the block there for the Wildcats.
That was Morgan Genther, the senior middle. Again, you know, Los Gatos gives up so much height in that front row, so when they time those blocks perfectly to stuff the Mitty players, that's why they're celebrating.
The dig and the quick release there by Mitty, but it gets blocked and returned. Another block there by the Wildcats. Still alive. Beyond the 10-foot line, kept alive by the Wildcats, and returned to Mitty. A dump down, and the point now goes to Mitty. Good job there by Kelsey Crawford to get the point for Mitty.
Yeah, you know, we barely saw that. I think we saw that once or twice in the D5 match, and, you know, you don't want to setter to use it too often, but you want them to go to it.
Great dump down by Rihanna Brennan. Not only can she light it up on the kill, but she can also push them down.
Rihanna Brennan's perfect example of the expression high volleyball IQ.
And a service error now for Jensen Ditzler.
Ditzler, a sophomore, starting at libero in a D2 championship match. Must be very exciting for this young woman.
Los Gatos still with the lead. Dug up nicely. Pass to the far side by double hit. A little bit too much rotation on that ball.
Yeah, that was an excellent call by our referee one.
15-13, Mitty still trails by 2. First set of the match. Claire Powers serve. Returned by Los Gatos. Quick set. And a miss hit as the ball did not travel high enough over the net. And another point here for Los Gatos. And I got to tell you, Los Gatos holding their own here against Mitty.
That's right, Alexa Dreyer, the set just too short for the 6'4" sophomore.
Ditzler, serve is good. And then the kill. A quick set there for their player, Alexa Dreyer, on the kill.
Yeah, they got it right in Dreyer's wheelhouse. Better set for her, better result for Mitty.
Anne-Marie Schmidt with the serve, a floater. Set to the far side, pushed over. Mitty somehow manages to get that ball over, and the ball's still alive. Set to the near side, the kill, and the miss hit goes out of bounds, and a point for Los Gatos.
Los Gatos, they ran Brennan on the slide. So a left-hander's moving to her right on the slide. Mitty was able to read it, but Los Gatos stuck to it.
Brennan with the serve. Mitty returns it, and trying to keep it alive was Avery McAvoy. But that ball just too much oomph on it.
Well, Allie Wheeler, if you're going to SC, you know how to swing away from the left side. If you're an outside hitter, she sure does.
A great pass, but a miss hit there by Los Gatos as Brennan hits that ball out of bounds.
Yep, Brennan's been their go-to hitter thus far for Los Gatos.
Nice dig by the libero. Set to the far side, backside, and it's in. Point Gatos.
You'd like to see the Wildcats be able to make their offense more multifaceted. They had success running the middle early. Let's see if they can get back to that.
A long service error there for Los Gatos, the Wildcats. So 18-17, Mitty down by 1. And those service errors, if you're a coach at this level, especially against a Mitty team, is going to drive you nuts. A miss hit there. Unforced error again on Los Gatos, and Mitty now ties it up 18-18.
So Mitty credited with an ace, Alyssa Jones, the junior.
Jones serve. Pass forward. The set kept alive by Los Gatos on the block. Beyond the 10-foot line. Ball comes back, and Los Gatos unable to get it across. Mitty point for Mitty. So timeout for the Wildcats, and with the timeout, Mitty up 19-18 here in this Division II championship game.
Would you like to watch more of your school's great matchups like the match you're enjoying here today? Then tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. This program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and matches and sporting events as well as other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
The Division II championship volleyball match here from San Jose, California on the campus of Independence High School. And Kirsten, we got a great matchup so far. Los Gatos really holding their own against Mitty.
Yes, however, Mitty now in the lead, and I expect the Monarchs to have been given firm instructions by their head coach to keep fighting hard, keep playing hard, and keep the pressure on Las Gatos. The longer the points go, I think that has to favor Mitty.
Alyssa Jones with the serving duty for Mitty. Jump serve, gets across. Set to the near side for Los Gatos, returned. Kept alive by the Wildcats. Free ball for Mitty. Ball is blocked and deflected, but it goes unable to keep it alive as a libero for Los Gatos, and Mitty now on a roll.
Mitty chased Las Gatos throughout this game. No longer.
Jones' serve goes out on a service error, and the ball goes back to Los Gatos.
Bozzo did such a nice job, Valentine, when she served for Las Gatos earlier in the set.
Rihanna Brennan in the back row for Los Gatos as that serve goes over, and Mitty comes right back real strong with the kill on the far side.
Yeah, Powers is doing a great job on the outside. You would think maybe at 6'3" she'd be more likely to be a middle, but she plays all the way around.
Mitty serve over is good. Kelly Garance. And the kill on the near side there by McAvoy, the block, but unable to return is Mitty. And once again, the Wildcats staying in this one, down by 1.
Great play by the Wildcats, a chance to keep Mitty in check, if you will.
Rihanna Brennan on the rotation moves to the front row for Los Gatos. Tag team there, returned by the Wildcats, and a nice pick in her pocket there is Powers.
Powers just chewing up from the left side, swinging away, whether the block is up or not.
22-20. A floater kept alive, and Brennan gets that ball across. Pushed over by the Monarchs. Pass to the near side, and Brennan comes over the top with a kill.
I mentioned she was going to be fun to watch. She most certainly is. She really, when she's in the front row, good things happen for Las Gatos.
Ditzler to serve for the Wildcats. She gets that ball over. Set to the near side. Dug up by the Wildcats. Ball returned and then pushed back again. Still alive, far side set. Dug up.
Great hustle by both teams.
Free ball and trying to get it across. Need to save it. Ball will not make it over, and the Wildcats with the point.
Huge point for Las Gatos as Mitty calls the timeout.
So everything going right for Los Gatos here as they tie this one up 22-22 in this Division II championship match.
PlayOn Sports is now on Facebook and on Twitter. We're giving you news and information and providing links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You may also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOn Network. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Division II championship action here from San Jose, California on the campus of Independence High School, and so far we have a good one. The Archbishop Mitty Monarchs taking on the Los Gatos Wildcats, and the Wildcats just tied it up as Mitty has just came out of a timeout, and a good timeout call there to go ahead and get the team back on the same page for the coach. And right when I say that, once again, broadcaster's jinx as miscommunication there between the players gives the Wildcats another point.
You saw the shoot set attempt actually in the back of the intended player.
23-22, Wildcat lead. Mitty with a hitting error and another point for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats 1 point away from winning the first set here in this Division II championship match.
Los Gatos has a chance right now.
Ditzler's serve is good, dug up. Returned by Mitty. Pass to the near side, the kill, and they're gonna say it hit the ground and the point. That's match 25-22 for the first set for the Los Gatos Wildcats, and what a surprise to have them win the first set here in this Division II championship, given that they're playing a tough perennial power in the Mitty Monarchs.
Mitty's first set dropped in this postseason. Los Gatos, you saw the hustle, you saw the desire, you saw the feet scrambling. And Mitty a little out of sync, some uncharacteristic errors. However, you expect Coach Almazan Cesar not too distressed at this point. Plenty of volleyball left to go, but Los Gatos, the Wildcat flag is a-flying. Congratulations to them for taking this opening set. We'll see if they've got the upset magic working today.
Well, Los Gatos had the upset working last week when they beat Presentation, so that momentum rolling over into this game here today, Kirsten, and I got to tell you, I was very impressed, very aggressive in that front row for Los Gatos and getting the job done here in this first set against a tough Mitty squad.
Well, I think it just speaks to Rihanna Brennan hitting away from the left side. Los Gatos, Mitty has taken away that middle attack. We saw it briefly from Los Gatos at the start of the set. The Wildcats have not been able to go back to it. Mitty just too tough in the middle, but Los Gatos are getting it done when they need to improvise. It's when plays break down that you really see the mettle of a team. And I'm not saying Los Gatos is outplaying Mitty at this point, but Los Gatos looks very sharp.
Very, very sharp. And one thing that Coach Rip said was, we got to play our best volleyball today. We got to be able to pass, we got to be able to set, and they did exactly that in that first set. Came out victorious for the first set of play. And I got to tell you, Rihanna Brennan coming into this match, she had 503 kills. I mean, you know she's going to get her kills here today, but can you limit that? Can you block? Can you run that front row for Mitty in a way that's going to limit her opportunities?
Well, and you'd also like to see Los Gatos able to establish a consistent threat on offense other than Brennan. But Brennan's one of those players, Valentine, those players that kind of have the X factor, if you will, that, you know, you get the impression she's going to find a way to get it done from wherever on the court. It doesn't have to be pretty and polished, what have you. She's a scrapper.
She is a scrapper. And another senior on the team that has done also a great job here in this first set was Avery McAvoy, who had a couple kills. She comes in here as the second leading player on the team with kills, and a player to look out for here. If they're gonna try to shut down Brennan, you know, look for McAvoy to have a big game.
Well, and also I'm impressed with the setter, Christy Brown, the junior. There were a few miscues. These teams are allowed to be nervous. They're playing for a CCS championship, of course, and looking to improve their seeding in the Northern California playoffs by doing well here today. But Jensen, Brown, a junior, the quarterback of this Los Gatos offense, she knows how to find Brennan.
Well, as we get ready to start up the second set here from Independence High School in San Jose, California. It's a little chilly outside. I believe it was raining when we came in this morning a little bit, so it's nice to be indoors. Division II Championship Volleyball. We couldn't ask for anything better.
Oh, this is one of the best Saturdays of the year for high school sports fans.
Los Gatos wins the first set 25-22. They're up 1-0 against the Mitty Monarchs as they roll the ball into play, and we are ready to get this second set started here with Los Gatos going out from left to right in their white and black uniforms. Service over. Set to the near side. And a great kill there by to Louis, I believe is on the kill. So Mitty goes up 1-0, and a service ace here by the libero of Mitty, Anna-Marie Smith.
Schmidt, the team captain, the 5'6" senior libero. She has logged a number of years here in the lineup for the Monarchs.
Got a little bit of a wet spot on the floor, and they're cleaning that up. One thing about playing on these basketball courts, players tend to sweat. They fall on the ground and create a wet spot. Can get very dangerous for players on that floor.
And then we see the chicken scratching going on.
Two nothing Mitty lead here in this second set. As keeping it alive is Los Gatos. Brennan on the far side. She gets it over and the point.
Brennan, so effective. Just an aggressive player, swinging away aggressively. When you play a team as fine, well-oiled as Mitty, you have to be decisive.
The lefty, Brennan, getting the job done for the Wildcats. Set to the near side. Saved by and kept alive by the Wildcats. Mitty gets it on the free ball. Dug in up by the libero. Pushed over by Brennan. Set to the near side. Sent over. Mitty now with an opportunity. Ball is tipped around, but unable to get it over are the Wildcats, and Mitty with another point.
Yeah, Crawford, the setter, electing to swing away. She's been really impressive. I like the way she's running this offense for Mitty.
Alyssa Jones, service error. And another point for the Wildcats. Service errors for the Monarchs. Giving Los Gatos an opportunity here in this second set. Set to the near side, the kill and the save by the libero. She dives down and gets that ball across, and then the kill in the middle. Heather Lowell.
Lowell, the 5'11" senior, swinging away. Powers also had a hit in. You'd like to see Mitty spread the offense around as Crawford is doing. Makes it hard on the Los Gatos blockers.
Substitution. Gerrans comes into the game. She gets that serve over. Pushed over by Brennan. An attempt save and an attempt pancake save there by Allie Wheeler. And Brennan gets the point.
You know, I felt coming in that tips weren't going to do it against Mitty. You needed to swing away, and Brennan just proves me wrong.
Brennan's serve gets over. Pushed across. Saved by Brennan. The Wildcats returning the ball, and then still alive on the near side. The set to the near side returned by the Monarchs. Behind the 10-foot line, Brennan gets it across. Dug in up by the Monarchs nicely. And a good set here by both teams as they're working the magic on the floor, and that ball gets tipped over. But point to the Monarchs.
That's right, the block wide. I feel when these points go long, they're in favor of Mitty. I mean, Los Gatos can play some scrappy D, but how long can they play it?
Ball getting over, just over on the serve. Mitty set to the near side, the kill, saved by Brennan. And now another kill, no chance to get that one as Claire Powers on the near side.
Powers, ball hawking up there at the front row. Her eyes must have been as big as saucers as she let that one fly.
Service goes over, and now they're arguing that there was a tip on the ball, but they're going to give the point to the Monarchs as that goes out of bounds. Another service here by Mitty. To the near side, the kill. And nicely done there by Christy Brown on the near side.
That's right, Brown turning into a hitter on that play. Los Gatos needs to keep Mitty close. If they're trailing in this, they need to stay within distance.
7-4, Mitty leads, and nice dig up there by Brown. And then the pass comes to the near side, but not a very good one, as unable to get the ball over is Shea O'Gorman.
Shea O'Gorman, another sophomore on this Los Gatos squad.
Mitty up by 4. Serve comes over behind the 10-foot line. Brennan takes it easy, and somehow Mitty manages to keep it alive. The quick serve. Backside set, and it's going to go long, and a point for the Wildcats.
Wildcats lucky to come off that with a point. Mitty making some great saves on defense.
The Wildcats down by 3. Keeping it alive is Mitty. They push it over. Brennan. And I don't know if that was a block or if that was just a ball that just didn't get across the net, but the point will go to Mitty on that one. So Anne-Marie Smith gets her serve over. Pushing it over is Brennan, and it's going to go out of bounds by about an inch.
You know, even though she missed, Brennan showing her volleyball IQ. She's back row, and she had to keep her feet on the ground because she hit that in front of the 10-foot line.
Set to the far side, and with the kill, Casey Tierney. So point for the Wildcats. The Wildcats still sticking in with Mitty here in the second set, 10-6. They only trailed by 4. Set to the near side for Mitty. The kill. And the dig by the Wildcats. Quick set. And coming in hard is Heather Lowell again, the middle blocker. She takes that one down with authority.
You know, in limited action, Heather Lowell has really impressed. She's an excellent middle hitter. You'd think Mitty would benefit from getting her the ball more.
Brennan working the far side, gets blocked, gets live by the Wildcats. Pushed over. Set to the near side for Mitty. And a kill by Shirin Tuloi.
Tului, I believe it is, and great angle by Tului. We haven't seen that sharp angle, and Tului delivers, the junior.
So a timeout called on the floor, and it's a 12-6 Mitty lead here in the Division II championship match.
Would you like to watch more of your school's great matchups like this match you're enjoying here tonight? If so, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. This program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other sporting activities, as well as other extracurricular activities, all on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, Mitty's starting to look a little sharper here in set number 2, Kirsten, with their serve return passing, their setting on the floor.
Yeah, I think when you're a team as stocked as Mitty, it's a lot for Los Gatos to handle. And we'll see. I mean, the Wildcats off to a great start here, handling the situation very well. But when Mitty keeps coming at you, they're able to exploit the weaknesses in their opponents. And you can't hit a moving target. Los Gatos needs to keep their feet moving, their heads in this one. You certainly cannot question their desire.
Allie Wheeler with the overhand serve. And Brennan just pushing it over. Mitty expecting Brennan to go ahead and light it up. Instead, she just pushes that one over and gets the point for the Wildcats.
Brennan's putting on a hitter's clinic. She is about touch the ball in every way possible, and it has turned out well for her thus far.
Serve comes over by Jensen Ditzler. Free ball there for The Wildcats, Brennan with the kill on the far side, kept alive by Mitty. Another free ball. Pass goes too far, and Mitty somehow manages to push it over and keep it alive. Pass to Brennan. She pushes it over. But Mitty there to pick that one off as they get the kill and the point.
Mitty drops the hammer. These long points, again, they tend to go Mitty's way.
So Alyssa Jones back to serve for the Monarchs. They're up by 6. Behind the 10-foot line, Brennan gets it over. Mitty, quick set, and a kill. Once again, the middle hitter, Heather Lowell, getting it done.
While I certainly appreciate Brennan's repertoire of hits, I'd like to see her go back to putting a little more on her swings.
So Mitty starting to take the lead here, 14-7. Starting to lead big. Set to the far side for Brennan. She gets it over, but it's picked off by the Mitty Monarchs. Kept alive. Brennan again. Blocked. Lowell. Near side kill for the Monarchs. Kept alive by the Wildcats. And then Brennan again, giving some oomph on that one.
Third time the charm for Brennan. Her setter just continuing to go back to her, showing the confidence that she has in her go-to hitter.
So the Wildcats trying to get back into this one. Serve comes over by Brown. Set to the near side, miscommunication there for Claire Powers. Powers was coming up for a big hit, and ball went right over her head.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those from Mitty. Ball going one way, the players moving another way.
Jump serve there by Brown, and a service ace.
Here's a chance for Los Gatos to climb back in this off the serve of their setter.
So 14-10, the Wildcats trying to get back into this one. The set goes to the far side, the kill and the dig there by the Wildcats. Brennan gets it over. Set to the near side. Powers lets it go. Kept alive by the Wildcats. Brennan on the far side. You're not going to stop her on those. As she gets it done, and it's a 14-11 now lead for the Monarchs.
Gatos on a roll. Mitty needs to put an end to that.
Christine Brown, by far the best server on the Wildcat side, and I jinxed it once again.
Why do we even bother?
I have no idea. She came into this game, into this match with 37 aces on the season. And right when I say that, she has a service error and gives the ball back to Mitty.
It's catching. It's contagious.
Callie Gerrans serves it right into the net. So no harm done there on that error by Los Gatos as they get it back, and now Brennan with the serve. Overhand serve. Set to the far side. Nicely there on the kill. Alexa Dreyer.
Los Gatos unable to get a block up on the slide, and Dreyer needs to get a little more involved in this offense. She's done some good things thus far.
Serve comes over by Crawford. Set to the far side on the block, and now using the size of the Monarch up front.
That is a huge wall between the 5'11" Wheeler and the 6'4" sophomore Dreyer.
17-12, the Monarchs lead. Set to the near side, the kill and the dig there by the libero. Sending it back are the Wildcats. Free ball. And now the set behind the 10-foot line. It's Brennan. Kept alive by the Monarchs. Set, far side, pushed over, kept alive. Behind the 10-foot line, it's Brennan. Dug up by Anne-Marie Smith, and then the kill on the far side, on the near side by Powers, as she gets that done once again. 18-12, Monarchs lead.
Valentine, Los Gatos has to start winning some of these long points. These long points take so much out of players emotionally, and Mitty continue continues to win the battle of the long points.
18-12, Monarchs lead. The Wildcats take a timeout here, and if you're Coach Joe Ripp in that huddle, what do you tell your girls?
Well, exactly. I mean, I was going to speak to what's being said in the Mitty huddle, and this could very well be, if Mitty comes through with a win here, exactly what the Monarchs needed. I mean, Valentine, they have rolled for much of the season, and no matter how good the individual talent is and the game scenarios you can create in practice, there's nothing like playing in a championship, and there's nothing like dropping the first game to a team you're expected to beat in a championship setting. So Mitty getting back in sync. Los Gatos has the edge as far as I can see right now in team chemistry. That's one of those intangibles. They really are a unit playing well together. Perhaps Coach Ripp is reminding them of that fact. Keep talking, keep fighting hard. Like to see that spark, that cohesion from Mitty going forward as well.
Well, Mitty serve. Brennan with the set to the far side. Kept alive by the Wildcats, and Powers once again powering her way through with her kills as she gets another kill here and another point for the Monarchs.
It's nice to see Claire Power having such a great season for Mitty. I know she works very hard and takes volleyball very seriously.
Ball to go by Brennan. Set to the far side. Brennan with the dig. Kept alive. Ball still up. And a nice dig there by the Wildcats. Pushed over. And now a huge dig by Brennan on that kill by the middle hitter. And ball somehow manages to stay up and alive by the Mitty Monarchs.
Los Gatos fans not liking it.
Set to the near side. Powers with the kill and the point. I started losing my breath on that set. Ball went back and forth. Somehow they managed to keep it alive, and then Powers gets a big hit and the point. A floater for a serve, set to the far side. The ball gets returned on the block, but it'll be a point for the Wildcats. Nice job there by Allie Wheeler. Just was unable to put it in play.
She's unable to turn her hand, bring that ball back into play.
Alina Korfike with the serve. Backside set and easy kill there for Powers.
Powers has got her groove on, whether it's the left side or the right side. We'll see if she can deliver behind the service line as Mitty enjoying a sizable lead.
21-13. Division II championship action here on PlayOnSports.com. Valentina Escañola alongside Kirsten Fairchilds. As that set comes to the near side, and they run that slide, and it works out well for them.
Yes, and going line for Los Gatos is Shea O'Gorman. Well done.
So Bazo with the service error.
You know, she started off in set one serving so very well, but she's had a couple of one and outs or service errors. It's a shame Los Gatos can't take better advantage of what she has to offer.
So we are waiting for the player, and it's going to be Anne-Marie Schmidt with the serve.
Should have get her headband on.
22-14, 3 points away from taking this second set here are the Monarchs. Serve comes over. Distler with the dig, and then ball kept alive. They're going to say
4 hits.
4 hits.
I thought that was a clear block, but apparently not.
Smith once again with the serve. Set to the far side, and the block. The size is overwhelming in that front side, the front row of Mitty.
You're exactly right. Los Gatos has to keep swinging away. Lowell, big presence up front for Mitty.
Set goes behind the 10-foot mark, and Brennan Match point. 24-15. So trying to survive with the Wildcats. The serve comes over. Set. A quick set and a hit and a point for the Monarchs. And if we were to say if everything's going right for the Monarchs right now, that is the exact example we're talking about. A missed hit and still they get the match point on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was by design, but hey, Mitty will take it. The Monarchs have righted their ship for sure.
So we're all tied up one set apiece here. The Archbishop Mitty Monarchs take this one 25-15. Los Gatos took the first one 25-22. And Kirsten, exactly what we expected from Mitty to come in and do here in the second set. Right their ship, get their stuff where they needed to be, and their passing, their setting, everything worked out well for them on this last set.
Absolutely. Blocking much better, taking away the outside. They have already taken away the middle, leaving Brennan to improvise, to do whatever she can. You'd like to see Los Gatos again able to establish a consistent threat. Otherwise, you know, it's hard to win when you're constantly on your heels playing defense. You know, that Mitty firepower is just so sizable. Los Gatos scrambling well, but Mitty just, there are too many weapons at this point. However, you know, I say all that, and we're even at one. So Los Gatos, I'm sure Coach Rip coaching it up there in the huddle, trying to make adjustments.
Well, they switched courts, and you mentioned blocking. That's one thing we did see in this second set is Archbishop Mitty starting to use their size in that front row to get those blocks and get those easy kills that Powers has just made it look really easy.
She certainly has. What a player she is, and the fact that, you know, she's going to be around for one more year, the kill leader on this team, the floor captain as a junior. You know, we haven't seen too much from Allie Wheeler tonight, the opposite, also playing setter, the one headed to SC. It really has been the Claire Powers show. But, you know, when your setter is running the offense well, oftentimes they don't stand out so often. You have to really be a volleyball aficionado and a well-tuned fan to pick out the setting. And actually, I think there's quite good setting going on both sides of the net today.
How about the role of Heather Lowell on the Archbishop Mitty squad? We called her name a couple times, just getting the job done up there in the front row.
Oh, Lowell, you know, Mitty traditionally has had outstanding middle hitters, middle blockers over the years. And Lowell, the senior, she and her counterpart, the sophomore Alexa Dreyer, they're doing a really good job taking advantage of their limited opportunities. They have not been set a lot today, but they've made it count.
Rihanna Brennan for Los Gatos has her work cut out for her as she's trying to figure out how she needs to work her game. She's had a couple points on the pushovers, but she really, I think, needs to start letting it go and just letting that ball fly.
I'd like to see there when she's set in the back row, when she's set behind the 10-foot line, I'd like to see her almost treated as a jump serve, like taking more chances. The roll shots behind there, it just keeps the ball in play. Los Gatos, nothing to lose. They're clearly the underdog in this, and I think they need to swing away a little more.
Coach Joe Rip talked about being aggressive to begin this match. He said we need to be really aggressive. We'll see what the Wildcats bring here in this third set with Archbishop Mitty winning that second set by a margin of 25-15 by 10 points. And we're going to see if that set either makes or breaks the Wildcats. It can easily demoralize the team and say, you know what, we lost by a huge margin to an Arch Mitty team. We can't compete. Or we can say, hey, you know what? We lost that one, but we won the first set. Let's go ahead and get it together here in this third one.
Well, and you said Joe Rip told us before the match that they need to be aggressive. They were. That was the difference in set one. Scrambling, great coverage, great vision, putting it all together. I really like this Los Gatos team. Again, in terms of chemistry, I think in our D5 match, Woodside Priory, great team chemistry. That's one of those intangibles. And I like the spark, especially that Los Gatos showed in set one.
The chemistry that you build throughout the season to get to this point. You work so hard. You train as a team. You get coached by, good coaches, and they teach you everything they can to get you to this point. And you're 2 sets away from being crowned a Division II CCS champion here. What everybody lives for at the high school level, huh?
Yeah, different programs have different goals. And for many teams, it is being a contender in league. But when you get to this level with these storied programs, it's more than just what you've done in league. You really do shoot for the postseason. And, Los Gatos went 11-3 in league. They finished, I believe, behind Palo Alto. Los Gatos ranked 4th in CCS, 24th in the state. And that just shows, how they've been able to put together a fine 2012 season as well. Scoreboard problems here once again.
121-18 in favor of Archbishop Mitty.
I'm sure that might have, if they were sent to 5 sets, maybe that could be a score, but Mitty hasn't only seen 5 sets once. We have had some electricity problems here. The scoreboard now out, but I'm sure our fine CCS staff in attendance, including Nancy Lazenby Blazer, the commissioner, her daughter, Alexa Blazer, a fine volleyball player when she was in high school. And you always see the commissioner here at the CCS Volleyball Championship. Such a busy time of year for all the various sections throughout the state of California. A lot going on in the fall.
A lot going on in the fall. You are finishing up and wrapping up football for many people, and a lot of others are starting basketball and volleyball and water polo, and we can go on and on and on. But yeah, definitely a busy season during this time. As we get ready for set number 3 here from Independence High School in San Jose, California. Valentina Escañuela alongside Kirsten Fairchild. 1 set apiece. As Mitty begins with the serve. Schmidt serves, gets over. Pass to the near side. Brennan will go ahead and just let it float over the net and gets the point for the Wildcats.
She is such a fun player to watch. She's always thinking. Nothing is automatic for her. Not that there would be anything wrong with that, but she's always contemplating the defense she's facing. What an intelligent player.
Ditzler serve gets over. Set to the far side, the kill, and the nice dig there by Ditzler. And there's Brennan on the near side, letting it fly.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Los Gatos can set Brennan all day long. Once Mitty gets a handle on that, however, they do need another threat.
Mitty gets the ball over. Nice dig there by the Wildcats, and then Brennan tries to use her foot.
It would have been good.
So Allie Wheeler lets that one fly and gets the point for the Monarchs. As now she is over with the serving duties. Quick set and a quick dish down there by Wheeler on the inside. That's not Wheeler. That's Lowell. So Lowell with the easy kill. Overhand serve by Wheeler. Brennan on the near side. Ball tipped over, kept alive by the Wildcats. Set to the near side. Brennan's kill is going to be good.
You see how strong Brennan is. She's not taking a lot of steps with her approach. She's being called upon often, and that is just sheer power, sheer muscle from Brennan.
Christy Brown. Jump serve. Dug up nicely there by their libero. keeping it alive, sending it over, set to the far side, dug it up nicely there, and then kept alive by the Wildcats. Set to the far side again. A dig. Brennan keeps it alive. Brennan to the near side. The kill is dug up there by the libero again. And the set continues. Brennan from the near side. And it goes out of bounds. Point to the Wildcats.
Finally, a long point goes Los Gatos' way. You have to credit their sophomore libero, Jensen Ditzler, with some fine digging in that back row.
So Christy Brown, once again, jump serve is good. Pass behind the 10-foot line, sent over. Kept alive by the Wildcats. Brennan again. Long pass. Kept alive. Monarchs blocked. Brennan keeps it alive, and it's going to go out of bounds on the attempt save there by the back row, Avery McAvoy.
It's a shame Brennan kind of shanked that a bit, and her teammate unable to chase it down to keep the point alive.
Alyssa Jones for the Monarchs to serve. Jump serve. Pass to the near side. Free ball there for the Monarchs. Set to the near side. Dug up. And then it goes a little too far forward and under the net. Point to Mitty. So 4-3. The Wildcats lead the third set here. But Archbishop Mitty now with the serve. Backside set, Brennan lets it fly. And Mitty, great vision there on the court as they put that one in the back of the back right corner.
Great reaction by Kelsey Crawford and great precision. And the crowd is screaming because Mitty is missing a point. There was a side out to Mitty and the point was not given, and the Mitty fans trying to get that corrected. And volleyball fans so savvy, Valentine. These parents and friends and brothers and sisters have watched so much volleyball over the years, and they're still calling. It should be 4-5. Oftentimes, you know, they're that great other man, if you will, sixth man, or in this case, seventh man, because the coaches are coaching and the assistant coaches, you're watching what's happening on the floor, and you would think, yes, you know exactly what the score is, but oftentimes that isn't the case. And
well, they're discussing it and trying to put the point back on there. Or
they
might
just
be a
didn't
scoreboard
give it, I
issue,
believe.
or
Well, maybe at this point, since there have been some issues with the scoreboard.
It was 121-18, right? About 10 minutes
I thought
ago.
it was 123, 112. They're going to play, so this Mitty fans will be left frustrated. Brett Almazan Cesar saying, okay, well, here we go. Oh, and they took a point away from there we go. So maybe it was a
Mitty.
Scoreboard issue.
Long serve, service error. Ball goes right back to the Wildcats.
It aced the server, like acing the field goal kicker, if you will. And now the point's still wrong. The score is being given. Now we're all tied up. This crowd's going to keep the official table honest.
Rihanna Brennan serve. Nice dig there by the Monarchs, and a return. Attempted save there by Jensen Ditzler, but not good enough. Point to the Monarchs.
Kelsey Crawford having a nice match for the Monarchs. She had the kill.
Lowell with the serve. Backside set. Kept alive on the block. Blocked again by Mitty. Behind the 10-foot line, Brennan. Pass goes forward. It goes long, and unable to push it down is the Allie Rogers, the middle hitter. Another good serve there by Lowell. And a set to the far side. Nice set there And the kill by Shea Gorman.
Gorman, great placement on that swing.
Checking in is Alina Korfike. That pass comes over. Set to the near side. The kill and a little long. Point to the Wildcats.
Back and forth we go here.
A little bit of momentum on both sides of the floor here. Korfike serve. Set to the far side. It's going to be good. Stays in play. And Powers once again making it look easy.
She sure does. Boy, great approach. She's such an upbeat player too, always smiling and really communicating with her teammates.
Crawford with a little floater serve. Backside set. Kept alive by the Monarchs. And then a hitting error gives a point to the Wildcats. So back and forth we go, all knotted up at 8.
Got some clappers around us.
I think we got a little student section on this side. Set to the far side, the pushover kept alive by the Wildcats. And then blocked, and a double hit. So a little bit of sloppiness on that play, but in favor of the Wildcats. I like those claps. 9-8. And did they have a whistle? It was going to be a serving ace. It is going to be a serving ace.
Yeah, the clapping drowned out the whistle for our players on the floor.
Jump serve. Off the net. Service error by Bazo.
Bazo follows up an ace with a service error. Often the case, it seems.
Now Claire Powers with the service duty for the Monarchs. Overhand serve, gets it over. Kept alive, and then Brennan just pushes that one over. Quick set to the near side, and the kill, and it's going to be good.
Yeah, the 6-2 run by Mitty has just been so impressive. Kelsey Crawford and Allie Wheeler sharing the setting duties, and just a lot of composure, a lot of years of experience between those two.
Near side set, and it's going to be in. Great kill there with a lot of downward spin. Brought the ball down. Avery McAvoy, we saw her in that first set be very successful with that hit.
This is such an even, pivotal set.
McAvoy's set, the quick set. Blocked. Set to the far side for Mitty, and it's going to be good.
Yeah, well done by Mitty's Sheeran Tului, the junior. You'd like to see Mitty go to that left side a little more and see if the Los Gatos block can be effective. Mitty should test it.
Smith with the serve. The kill by Brennan, a little long.
Yeah, hitting error by Brennan.
So Anne-Marie Smith still with the serve. 12-11 Mitty. A floater.
It's a beauty.
Set to the near side. Brennan's kill. Kept alive by the Monarchs. Far side set for the Monarchs. And that's going to be point for Mitty as the ball goes out of bounds.
Tului again with a kill, doing a nice job in this rotation.
So Mitty takes a 2-point lead here in this third set. Brennan just pushes it over. Monarchs not fooled. The block kept alive. Set to the near side. Brennan's kill blocked. Behind the 10-foot line. Returned by the Wildcats, and then a miss hit there, a hitting error by Morgan Gunther. Gives the point back to Mitty.
Mitty's beginning to edge away.
This is the point in the last match where Mitty just took off with the points as Brennan's kill is returned. pushed over by the Monarchs. Set to the near side, Brennan again. That one kept alive and pushed over, and the point once again for the Monarchs. And a timeout for the Wildcats. So the Mini Monarchs lead this one 15-11 here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Would you like to watch more of your school's great matchups like this championship match you're enjoying here today? If so, then tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, please visit playonsports.com/SBP.
15-11, the Monarchs lead here in this third set as we are all tied up one set apiece, and timeout called there by the Wildcats. Good idea, 15-11, you're still in this. This is the point where in the last set where it really got away from you.
Oh, absolutely. You know, that's the thing I had said early on. Los Gatos has to keep Mitty within reeling in distance for our runners who are watching. That's what they need to do. They need to stop the bleeding right here inside out.
Anna-Marie Schmidt's overhand serve is good. Set to the near side. Brennan's blocked. Kept alive. Again, Brennan. This time she will not be denied. Hit the antenna.
So
ball hit the antenna, so a point for Mitty.
Well, it just shows you how Brennan's being forced to take chances here with her hitting.
Kept alive by the Monarchs. Set to the near side, the kill. Nice dig there by the Wildcats. And then Brennan letting that one fly. Nice dig. Still fighting for this point are both teams, and the ball up for grabs, a quick release, and they're going to say net.
I'm not sure if Brennan is tiring. She has certainly been set more than any other player on the floor, and I think it speaks as, you know, right again, another timeout here, but I think it speaks to Los Gatos really unable to establish another offensive threat.
Well, they're really giving Brennan a hard time here as the Mitty still lead this set 17-11 here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOn Sports is now on Facebook and Twitter. We're giving you news and information and providing links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You may access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
The Archbishop Mitty Monarchs lead this one 17-11. The third set, as we have split one apiece here, 1-1. First set going to Los Gatos. Second set going to Archbishop Mitty, and now the third set, Mitty with the lead. And I got to tell you, Mitty's starting to get on that offensive roll like they did in that second set and really start pulling away here in this third set.
Well, you know, Sheeran Tului has had a great game, great set from the left side, the junior outside hitter, swinging away well.
A floater there by Schmidt. And then Brennan comes over. Pushes it over and kept alive by the Monarchs. Pushed over, free ball. And once again, pushed over by the Wildcats. Set to the near side. Brennan's hit. It's going to be deflected. They're going to say deflection. Point to the Wildcats.
So a Mitty touch allows Los Gatos to side out of the timeout and get out of that rotation.
So down by 5. The Wildcats trying to get back in this one. Set to the far side. The kill. Nice dig there by the libero. Ditzler. Kept alive still. Pushed over and not hit over by the Monarchs. The kill by Brennan. Not high enough. Hitting error. And it goes back to this. And I think Brennan's starting to show a little bit of fatigue there on the floor.
Yeah, You know, she's like the utility player on top of being the offensive firepower. I mean, she's being called into doing so much for this Los Gatos team, and even though I'm sure she's in great shape.
I think she also drives the team bus.
I was going to say, I think she's running the snack bar in between sets. I mean, she really is one of those do-all kind of people. Someone needs to pick up the slack, help her out on her team.
Nice serve there, kept alive by the Wildcats, now pushed over. Set to the middle, and easy kill there for Heather Lowell.
Lowell, who impressed in set 2, finishing up and continuing it on in set 3.
As that ball goes out of bounds, a service error.
Los Gatos fans haven't lost their energy. Their hands are going to be sore after all that synchronized clapping.
Nice serve there by the Wildcats. And that ball goes way too high, hits the crossbar on top, and point for the Wildcats. So Anne-Marie Schmidt ate her Wheaties this morning.
Brown's been able to string points behind the service line.
Brown, one of the better servers, and then Brennan comes away with the kill. She saw that one the whole way. I think players get excited when they get those kind of
oh, yeah,
dishbacks. Brown serve comes over. Set to the far side, the kill. And coming out of the far side was Talui.
Talui's had a great set.
So Alyssa Jones gets that serve across. Set to the near side. Kept alive by the Monarchs. Powers now on the far side, and that is their player, their go-to player on that left side. No one's going to stop her on that side. Tough to block, tough to beat. The Monarchs extend their lead to 6. Brennan from behind the 10-foot mark. Nice return there by the Monarchs. Set. Near side, Brennan. And then blocked and returned there once again. Their big player, Heather Lowell.
Solo block by Lowell. Well, you know, Mitty's figured it out. It's more than likely to go to Brennan when she's in the front row, and Lowell read that time that perfectly.
Serve. Set to the near side. Nice dig there by the Monarchs. And then that ball
actually lost Gatos into the net, trying to attempt the block.
So 2 points away from taking set number 3, 23-15. Los Gatos need to make a quick run here.
Absolutely. The Wildcats subbing in some fresh legs.
Tori Taramina checks in for the Wildcats.
She's a sophomore.
Jump serve is good. Set to the near side. And as funky as that was, it worked out.
Yeah, you'd like to see the Los Gatos hitters go line a little more, mix it up. There's been a lot of predictability with where they are swinging, where they are hitting to. Not on that play.
Brennan with the serve, overhand serve. Set to the far side, the kill. And the dig by Brennan. Far side set for the Wildcats. Kept alive. Pushed over. Set to the near side. That ball's going to go long. Did it get tipped? It's going to be point to the Monarchs.
Looked like there might have been a touch, but no signal from our officials.
So match point here, 24-16 for the Monarchs.
More drying off on the Mitty side of the floor.
They take care of that, and they get ready to resume the match. Lowell with the serve, set to the far side. Nicely returned there by Mitty, and that's going to do it. 25-16, and Archbishop Mitty Monarchs win set number 3 here, and they take a 2-1 set lead against the Los Gatos Wildcats, and exactly what we expected from Mitty, to go ahead and get everything together and have a set just like the one they just had right now in set number 3.
Well, Los Gatos able to hang tough in the early part of these sets, set number 2 and number 3, but Mitty able to pull away. And I'm not sure if that is any kind of fatigue issue for Los Gatos. I mean, the Wildcats are having to work so hard for every point. But, you know, I don't think these two scores, if someone is not watching the match, sees 25-15, 25-16, it does not point to exactly how close those sets were at the start of those sets.
And a lot of those points were long points that were going back and forth, back and forth. And as you mentioned a little earlier, Kirsten, is when they do that, it favors Archbishop Mitty because they have the talent on that floor. Not that Los Gatos does not, but they have fresher legs, they have more depth on that bench, and it just makes it a lot easier. Brennan looks tired out there. A player has to step up on Los Gatos' squad to be able to go ahead and get back into this game.
Well, and the thing is that the level of competition has gone up so much for Los Gatos that Brennan, those hits that are being dug left and right by Mitty probably hit the floor a lot of the time in previous matches. So that may cause her to exert more, may be cause for a little frustration, but yes, you see that sharpness, that crispness of play from the entire Los Gatos team in the set number 1 has kind of gone by the wayside here, especially in set number 3.
The Archbishop Mitty size up front and that front line is really giving Archbishop the Wildcats some trouble, especially Brennan. Every single time she gets a good set, a perfect set, it's usually blocked by that front line of the Monarchs.
Well, and I love the setting tandem of Kelsey Crawford at 5'9" and Allie Wheeler at 5'11". You know, that's very good size for high school setters at this level. So they, you know, Crawford has been in on a number of blocks. She can get up. They're doing an excellent job, those setters. And, you know, Mitty, they have like the position players, if you will. They have the defensive specialists in addition to their libero. They have the serving specialists. And we're talking about players who are so well balanced anyways, who have so many positives about their play.
A well-balanced Archbishop Mitty team leads this match 2-1 as we go to set number 4.
You know, did I just hear the PA announcer correctly? Did he just say that Mitty beat Los Gatos in the field hockey championship today? Mitty, if that's true, Mitty and Los Gatos facing off in a number of sports for a CCS title today.
You get these schools that have these programs that year in and year out, whether it's field hockey or volleyball or basketball. I'm sure we'll probably see Archbishop Mitty's basketball team in the playoffs and possibly in the regionals.
Oh, can't wait to watch Drew Gordon play. Drew Gordon. Mitty basketball, finally a senior. He impressed as a freshman, certainly one of the top 5 recruits in the nation. Valentine, I think our crew here, we got the good assignment today. Not that there were any bad ones to have, but we're indoors. We're the only folks indoors. Our colleagues for PlayOn Sports at football, at water polo, they are out in the elements where we are benefiting from the media relations room stocked with goodies and the hospitality of CCS and Independence High School for this volleyball championships.
Well, California known for producing top athletes here, a hotbed for basketball, volleyball, soccer, you name it. Aaron Gordon over in Archbishop Mitty, a top recruit, already narrowed down his colleges to 3. It's going to be either Kentucky, Washington, or Arizona.
Can't remember the last time a CCS athlete went to Kentucky. I'm sure there probably have been a few.
As we begin the 4th set. Set to the far side, Brennan pushes it over, and that's exactly what she needs to do, is pick her spots.
Keep that back row of Mitty, trying to adjust, mix it up, show them what you've got in your arsenal.
Another good start here for the Wildcats. Serve comes over. Pass behind the 10-foot line, and you ain't going to stop her from the 10-foot line. You're not going to stop her from the front row. That's Powers once again.
Powers with that dig, setting that up, getting the ball right back for her swing.
Quick set and a kill right down the middle, and a point for the Wildcats.
That was Morgan Gunther with the kill. You know, Los Gatos has not been able to establish that middle with the exception of the first few points of this match. Nice to see Gunther sub out with a kill.
Ditzler's very nice serve there by Ditzler for the Wildcats. As the set goes over to Brennan, she gets blocked, kept alive, got to get pushed over. They do, they get it over. Middle set, stays alive. Set to the near side, the kill, the dig there by the Wildcats. Far side set to Brennan, and she makes it happen. A little too far forward, but somehow manages to push it over and get the point.
That was like a tennis forehand. That was under to up without a lift, of course.
Another great serve there by Ditzler. Kept alive by the Monarchs, pushed over. Set to the far side, Brennan. Letting it fly, and she gets the point.
3 kills and 5 points by Brennan. Just getting it done for Los Gatos squad. Mitty can't let up here as Los Gatos goes to the towel. Game 4 can be a lull for teams with a 2-1 advantage. They need to keep the pedal to the metal.
The Wildcats out to a quick start. Lead this one 4-1 and a service error. And those service errors can really haunt you here, come down the stretch.
Untimely by Los Gatos. This is crunch time here.
Alyssa Jones back to serve for the Monarchs. Jump serve. Getting it over. Running the slide, and nice dig there by the Monarchs. Pass to the far side. Brennan gets the kill, kept alive, and then they hit it over. Near side. And the kill and the point. So starting to get a different tactic as they start working the right side of the court. 2 points on 2 consecutive slides.
Well, and L. Rogers, the slide, there was such a great dig earlier in that play. Rogers doing a great job, really swinging with authority now.
So Los Gatos looking to get other people involved here in the offense besides Brennan. The kill, the dig there by the Wildcats. Set to the far side, staying on her feet is Brennan, and she gets it done again.
Brennan's got the Midas touch here in set number 4. Everything she's touching turns to gold.
Christy Brown, jump serve. And a service error. And of all the players on that floor, she's the one that you least expect to have a service error.
Well, she's going for it. I mean, if you're going to see errors, you're seeing, you know, you want to see those from setters who are trying to hurt the opposing team.
A floater there as they get set to the far side, returned, and then Brennan sends it right back. Quick set, and they work the middle again, and it's a big player, Alexa Dreyer.
You know, for the most part, Coaches like to see bump set volleyball. They don't want to see a lot of one-touch volleyball. If it ends in a kill, then they do.
Floater set to the near side. Brennan with the kill and kept alive by the Monarchs. Sent right over. Set to the far side. Brennan again. Nice dig there by the Monarchs. Good communication. Pass to the far side. Brennan again. Kept alive. Pushed up. And then pushed back. And somehow manages to keep it up alive are the Monarchs.
Another long point.
Long set. Blocked. And miscommunication there with Los Gatos as the libero Jensen Ditzler says, my bad, my bad.
Those long points, when you consistently come up on the losing end, it's hard to take.
6-5. The Wildcats still lead. Pushed over. Quick set and the kill right down the middle. And once again, it's Dreyer.
Mitty looks like it's in gear now.
Set number 4, all knotted up at 6. Set to the near side. Doug kept alive, sent over by the Wildcats. And again, working that same routine right down the middle of the court with Dreyer. She didn't really kill it. She kind of just threw it over, and it worked out for a point. Lowell serve gets over. Brennan on the near side gets blocked. Set to the middle again, and once again it's Dreyer.
Just too much firepower. Our sophomore libero, Jensen Ditzler, having a tough time out there in this set.
And there comes Brennan right down the middle on the set and gets the point.
Los Gatos able to run the X on that play, something they have not shown a lot of today.
So the Wildcats trailing by 1, 8-7 here against the Monarchs. Her serve, kept alive, near side, Powers, lets it fly. Set to the far side, the kill, and it's going to be out of bounds.
A little too sharp of an angle in the attempt.
It's really tough to keep that ball in play on that kind of angle. Set to the near side. Sent across, and Mitty sends it right back. Set. Brennan lets it fly. Dug up. Pushed over. And a great heads-up play there by Powers, as she just pushes that ball right into a clean spot on the floor with no players around. That ball just gets over on the serve. Brennan lets it fly. Nice dig, and then a shove on the far side by Allie Wheeler.
Yeah, Wheeler, the setter, goes dump in that situation, and just like the previous games, Mitty beginning to pull away here, and that necessitates a timeout by the Los Gatos coaching staff.
Archbishop Mitty leads this fourth set, 11-7 here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Would you like to watch more of your school's great matchups like this championship match you're enjoying here today? Then tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. This program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities all on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Make sure you stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show, where we will select our player of the match as well as wrap up all the action from this match. That's coming up following this broadcast on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
The Archbishop Mitty Monarchs lead 2-1, and they lead this set here 11-7 as they have the serve. And starting to get into that role they usually get. They got on in set number 2 and set number 3. Floating serve Set to the far side for the Wildcats. They send it over, and then it's going to get returned by the Monarchs. Brennan beyond the 10-foot line, sends it over. Set to the near side now, blocked, kept alive. Got to send it over, and they do. Quick set down the middle, and that's worked for Dreyer all game long.
Mitty just keeps coming. You think they're out of position, they recover, they get the ball to someone else. Just Los Gatos on their heels.
The Wheeler to Dreyer combo has worked out well here for the Monarchs. Set, Brennan. And another excellent choice there by Wheeler as she dumps it down for a point.
Yeah, Wheeler, you see why she's going to SC. Lots of good decision making out on the floor by Wheeler.
Serve, then the pass goes a little too long as that gives the Monarchs.
Well, it looked like a kill by Powers, but she was actually into the net. So
yeah.
the Wildcats will gladly take the point.
Well, if you are the Wildcats, you can't let this match get away from you. 13-8, you trail by 5. Set to the near side. Wheeler lets it fly and gets the point.
A lot of talent out on the floor on both sides of the net. But Mitty showing why it's a cut above here in this championship match in the extra set.
Nice floating serve there by the Monarchs. And then the hitting error on the near side by Christy Brown.
Mitty, are they cruising now?
Archbishop Mitty looks good.
It's coming easier to them.
So service error, there you go. Jinxing them again, Kirsten. Broadcasters
Nothing
jinx.
Nothing personal. We work both sides.
It's amazing how it works every single time. And another service error, so they give it right back.
Service errors, contagious, very catching.
16-9, the Monarchs lead. Set number 4. Serve comes right over the net. Set to the far side. Kept alive by the Monarchs. Near side set and a kill by Sharon Talui.
Nice match she's having. She's established herself as a go-to player.
And another timeout called by the Wildcats here as this match starting to get away from them. 17-9, the Monarchs lead here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You may also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Set number 4 here from San Jose, California, Independence High School. The Archbishop Mitty Monarchs leading this set 17-9. They took set number 2, 25-15, and set number 3, 25-16. A surprise by Los Gatos as they took set number 1, 25-22. Serve coming over. Los Gatos. Kill in the middle and a point.
Morgan Gunther with the kill. Los Gatos needed to stop the slide. Mitty reeling off points in a hurry to take a sizable lead.
So Los Gatos, the Wildcats with the serve. Serve comes over. Monarchs, quick set. Kept alive. Far side, Brennan. Nice dig there by Schmidt. Once again, Brennan. Kept alive. And miscommunication on the floor for the Monarchs gives the point to the Wildcats.
Wildcats need to string some points together here and stay in the hunt.
McAvoy, service ace as she gets another point for her Wildcats.
Wildcats could use more of those today.
McAvoy, line drive serve, set to the far side, dug up, kept alive by the Wildcats, and into the net goes, I believe that was Brown.
Yeah, it was a scary moment. She ran straight into Brennan, but Brown able to get up and shake it off.
So Monarchs get the point. And Allie Wheeler with the service ace. 19-12. Wheeler's serve is good again, and another service ace here.
Los Gatos, things falling apart and serve receive in a hurry.
So the Monarchs take an 8-point lead. Floating serve there. Pushed a little too far, but getting it over are the Wildcats. And now a far and near side kill by Powers, and once again makes it look easy.
That was one sharp angle indeed.
Nice serve there. And the kill by Brennan is good.
Los Gatos, they lost a bit of their fight here, or perhaps their confidence, better description. They have a long way to make up if they want to force a set 5.
Hipsher checks into the game. Hipsher going to George Mason next year. Ball kept alive by the Monarchs. Sent over. Pass to the far side, Brennan. And she picks her corner. So the Wildcats still fighting here in this set number 4. Down by 7. Pass comes over. Set. They got to get it over. A miscommunication there between two players. Set to the near side. Blocked, and it goes out of bounds. Point to the Wildcats. Ditzler. Line drive serve. Monarchs do a good job keeping it alive. Gets blocked. And then set behind the 10-foot line is Powers as that gets blocked and then kept alive on the far side. Pass goes too far. Hangs on the net. Goes over. Set to Brennan, and she gets it inside for the point.
What topspin she had on that shot. A somewhat longer point that Los Gatos wins.
Keeping it alive and getting back into this one, down by 5. The Monarchs set right down the middle. It gets deflected, and it'll be a point for the Monarchs.
Mitty so close to celebrating another championship.
3 points away. Serve gets over. Set to the far side, Brennan. Sharp angle, it's going to be out of bounds. And Mitty that much closer to being crowned Division II champions. Jones serve was going long, played by the Wildcats, and that's going to be inside. Brennan with the kill from the far side.
Brennan, who missed that angle just previously, went back to it, made sure to get it in this time around.
And the best server on the floor, Christy Brown for the Wildcats. Set to the far side, kept alive. Backside pass, sent over, and now the Monarchs with it. Nice dig there by Brennan. Pass to the near side, Powers kill, kept alive. Brennan from the far side, pushes it over. And then Powers gets it done on the dump down. And that's going to be a match point, 24-17. 1 point away from winning this match. Heather Lowell to serve for the Monarchs. Floating serve. Set to the near side, Brennan. Sent back, pushed over, kept alive. Set to the near side, dump down. And a hitting error gives the winning point to the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs as they win this one 25-17, and they are your Division II champions.
Mitty, just a little too much firepower for this determined Los Gatos Wildcats squad. Los Gatos, nothing to hang their heads about. Shocked the Monarchs with that first set win by 25-22. But congratulations to Archbishop Mitty. Valentine, that's their 34th win of the season.
34-0 as they stay undefeated and are crowned Division II champions. Stay tuned as we'll be back with our player of the game and our post-game show interview here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
back here on our post-game show with our player of the game interview, Claire Powers of the Archbishop Monarchs. Talk about your win. How does it feel to be crowned Division II champion?
It feels amazing. I'm so proud of my team. We've worked so hard every day in practice, just focusing on getting better every single day. And it's just amazing to come out here and feel results. And I know we're all so proud of each other. So.
Now, you're only a junior, so you get to come back next year. What's going to be the expectation for you next year coming into this season?
Well, there's going to be high expectations from coaches and from the town and just from the school. But there's always pressure on our volleyball program because we've been very successful. But next year, we're going to be losing a few seniors, but that's okay. We're just going to step up and play our game and focus on getting better.
Now, let's talk about that first set. You guys dropped the first set to them. Very close match. What does Coach tell you in that huddle before set number 2?
He just tells us to be confident in ourselves. And he says, play like practice. I believe in you guys. And just go out there and try your hardest.
Now, what changed in that set number 2? You guys dominated set number 2, 3, and 4, usually about midway through the match. What began to work for you guys as a team?
We all settled down, and we just kind of just controlled our game, and our ball control picked up a lot. So then that contributed to our middles doing a lot better, and we were able to get them involved, which is always great.
Now, what's the team expectation moving on forward? You guys obviously make the state tournament, so how do you guys approach that?
We're just focused on getting better day by day. In practice, working as hard as we can just to go out there and compete and see what happens.
What's it like to play on a team that's ranked? And people have high expectations for your guys' program. You guys are ranked nationally. You guys are ranked, in the state. My opinion, number 1 team in the state. They got you guys in some polls as number 2. But what does that do to the team? Does that excite you guys even more, or does that put a lot of pressure on your shoulders?
We don't focus on what we're ranked, because to us, it's about getting better every day. And if we're ranked 100 or we're ranked first, it doesn't matter. The goal is to have fun and go out there and just compete.
Well, folks, there you have it. Our player of the game, Claire Powers of the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs, as they win this one 3-1 here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to PlayOnSports.com/SBP.